Hello there and welcome to this Friday's SBC News. All the four accused in the missing $50 million case who are still being detained have been released on bail. The two conditions are that they surrender their passports and refrain from leaving the country. This is because the Anti-Corruption Commission has filed a motion to amend the charges pending amendments to the Anti-Money Laundering and the Countering the Financing of Terrorism Acts that should go through the National Assembly next week. However, of the four who were still in custody, only Sarah René, who is free and she no longer needs to pay the previous bail conditions of $2 million and sureties of $1 million each from two Seychellois citizens. The other three, Mukesh and Laura Valabji and Leslie Benoiton, remain in custody as accused in the illegal possession of arms and ammunitions, as well as Léopold Payet. It is to be recalled that Maurice Lustulalan, Lekaner and Farine Rajan were already out on bail conditions in the missing $50 million case. The lawyer for three of the accused, Basile Rauro, says he had raised two issues concerning this case at the very beginning.
What SCCS is doing today is an issue which I raised back in December when these proceedings were started. And I did raise 2 points as to whether it were SCCS could charge the accused persons under the AML-FCT Act of 2020 when the allegations being made were that the offenses were committed in 2002. And I said that if they were to be charged with money laundering offenses, they should be charged under the 1996 Act. And also I raised the second point, and that was misjoinder of accused persons. And the argument was that all the accused persons could not be joined in one charge, because as per our law, that can be done, but subject to certain conditions which were not being satisfied in the present case. But it has taken SCCS now nearly 5 months to give effect to what I said back in December. But at least it is being done. Better late than never.
Police have arrested a second suspect in the death of Charlitine Ernesta, the 21-year-old girl from Montplaisir-en-Royal, whose body was discovered in Upper Bouquainville on Wednesday morning. An 18-year-old girl from Royal appeared in the Supreme Court this morning and remanded until May the 18th. The second suspect, who was arrested last night, will reappear together with the 45-year-old man, the first suspect already in detention. Police are continuing their investigation into the murder case. The fishermen of Glassy will now be able to sell their fish in a more hygienic condition now that the new market has opened. The fish market was officially opened by the Minister for Fisheries and the Blue Economy, Jean-François Ferrari, and the European Union Ambassador to Seychelles, Vincent de Gert. Also present were the French Ambassador, Dominique Mas, and the Minister for Fisheries of the Comoro Islands, Humed Saidi. The market is one of many projects that the Seychelles Fishing Authority is undertaking and is funded by the European Union to improve or create facilities in various districts so that fishermen can have better working conditions. Minister Ferrari says there is still more work to be done on the Glassy infrastructure.
But government has committed 750 square meters and the funds to relocate the old gate stores, to repair those that are that can be repaired, and to add this facility to what we already exist. So I'd like to tell all the inhabitants of Glassy that we think of them, we worry for them, and we will work for them to make their lives much improved and much facilitated.
Seychelles must ensure that the system and procedure in place that runs the financial system in the offshore sector works and delivers. This statement was made by the European Ambassador to Seychelles and Mauritius, Vincent de Gers, during a consultation forum where a group of participants representing stakeholders in the offshore sector met to share experiences and knowledge on the gaps in the financial sector, especially on offshore. The exercise, organized by Transparency Initiative Seychelles, forms part of a project funded by the European Union to improve good governance, accountability and transparency in Seychelles.
I think when you look at the recommendations that have been made by the Financial Action Task Force, which is a kind of gendarme that operates in the financial world for that, Seychelles is globally well in conformity with the recommendations that have been made. I think around 35 or even 38 now, a recommendation out of 40 have been met by Seychelles. So in terms of that, the legal framework, the institutions, as I mentioned, Financial Service Commission and so on, they are in place. However, this is not enough. You have to show that the system in place works and delivers on the procedures that are foreseen.
A group of young artists met to launch a new program, Youth and Arts, at Kenwin House. The ceremony was attended by President Wavell Rumkalawan, the First Lady, several ministers and other government officials. Musical performances and traditional dances featured on the program. The Secretary General for the Institute of Culture, Heritage and Arts, David André, said the program will give extra impetus to the Institute in its effort to promote arts and culture amongst the youth. Youth and Arts is an initiative of the SNYC, NACC and the Creative Seychelles Agency. And that's it for now. I'll be back with all the day's news in Creole in just under an hour's time. Bye for now.